Some memories are better left buried, but sometimes, no matter how deep you dig the grave, the past claws its way back out. I've experienced things that science can't explain, things that defy logic. Tonight, I'm going to share 3 stories with you. 3 moments in my life where the veil between our world and the nightmare realm was violently ripped apart. Listen closely, because you never know what's waiting for you in the dark. The first incident happened when I was 14. My dad and I were taking a road trip across the country, driving through a desolate stretch of Nevada. It was dead of night. Suddenly, our car engine just died. It made absolutely no sense. We had just filled the tank. Dad got out to check under the hood. While I was waiting in the passenger seat, I swore I heard heavy footsteps crunching on the gravel behind the car. I turned around, but the darkness swallowed everything. Luckily, the car roared back to life. A few miles down the road, we spotted an old, isolated gas station. Dad told me to run in, grab some snacks, and pay for the gas. The moment I stepped inside, the silence hit me like a brick. It was too quiet. I walked to the counter with a bag of chips. The cashier. There was something deeply wrong with him. He was emaciated, wearing clothes that didn't fit. He didn't greet me, he just stared at me with this dead, predatory look. I waited for him to ring me up, but instead he leaned in and whispered with a grotesque smile,
"Hey, kid, I don't work here."
My blood ran cold. I stepped back, and that's when I saw it. Behind the counter, bodies, the real employees, lying in a pool of blood. He saw the realization hit my face. He stopped smiling, let out a screech, and vaulted over the counter, clutching a massive hunting knife. I ran faster than I ever have in my life. My dad saw him coming and unlocked the door just as I dove inside. The killer slammed into the window, screaming like a wild animal, stabbing the glass over and over again, trying to shatter it. I curled up in the back seat, sobbing uncontrollably until I passed out from the sheer terror. I woke up to the flashing red and blue lights of police cruisers. We later found out he was a serial killer who had just escaped from a maximum security prison. If I had been even a second slower, I would have been his next victim. The second story is a burden my soul has carried across lifetimes. For months, I was plagued by the exact same recurring nightmare. In it, I was a wealthy, cruel aristocrat living in a grand Victorian estate. I had a beautiful, innocent maid named Sion. Out of pure, toxic jealousy, I dragged her to the old stone well in the courtyard. She begged for mercy, her face bruised and bleeding. She clutched her stomach where I had kicked her, leaving a massive, dark purple bruise. I didn't care. I smiled and pushed her into the abyss. The nightmare felt too real. Desperate, I visited a local medium. As soon as I told her the dream, the medium's eyes rolled back. She started laughing hysterically, then suddenly snapped her head toward me, tears streaming down her face.
"You killed her, and now she's come back. She's the baby."
My aunt was 9 months pregnant. I thought the medium was insane, but a month later, my baby cousin was born. They named her Sion. I went to visit them, trying to shake off the paranoia. But then, my uncle playfully lifted the baby's shirt. My heart completely stopped. There, on the baby's stomach, was a massive dark purple birthmark, the exact same shape, in the exact same spot, as the fatal bruise I gave the maid in my past life. And the moment the baby laid eyes on me, she began to scream, a scream of pure, unadulterated hatred. She remembered. The final story involves my older brother. My family has a long history of being sensitive to the paranormal. My mother is a medium. She always told us that demons congregate near bodies of water, drawn to the heavy negative energy. One evening, my brother and I were watching TV in the living room. Out of nowhere, he froze. He stared at the empty space right next to me, his face turning pale white.
"Go to your room. Now, don't come out for 30 minutes.
I didn't argue. I ran to my room and locked the door. The next morning, I woke up to my parents screaming. My brother was convulsing on the living room floor, foaming at the mouth. We rushed him to the hospital. When he finally woke up days later, he told me what happened. He said 3 women, demonic shadow entities, had been standing in a circle around me. When I ran to my room, they tried to follow me. He physically threw himself in front of my door to block them. They turned their hollow, rotting faces to him and whispered,
Join us, we're so thirsty.
He cursed at them, trying to fight them off. But then his body completely paralyzed. One of the demons crawled on top of him, its face inches from his. It slowly extended a long, pitch-black tongue and licked his face. He passed out immediately. To this day, he still gets sleep paralysis, waking up to the feeling of a cold, wet tongue dragging across his cheek. The world is full of things we can't see. And sometimes, if you look closely enough into the dark looks back. Sleep well tonight.